What's up, you guys? How are you doing? It's yet another Friday, so we are going to share another video. How have you been? I hope you've been amazing. I hope you've been fantastic, and you already know what we're going to talk about on this particular video. I thought we should do something a little bit more relaxed. So I'm here to ask to tell you the things that you don't know about me. Actually, just 10 of them, and I hope you learned something about me at the end of the video, right? Asante sana for being here. If you haven't subscribed, please be sure to subscribe so that you can get bomb-ass content every week, okay? And so that you're able to be filled in on every episode that I upload, okay? Thank you so much for being here. I am so grateful to have you over. And without further ado, I just want us to dive right into the video. 10 things you do not know about Diana, and the last one is a bonus. So you better stick through the video for you to be able to see that, to hear what the last one is all about. Anyway, point number one, I know you think I am extroverted, but I am not. I think I've told you this before, but if you're new, this is news to you, right? Yeah, that I am introverted, I am not extroverted. Many people mistake me for an extrovert because I am outspoken in public. When I'm comfortable, I'm able to express myself, I'm able to be me, but then I recharge by staying at home. You understand? Because I hear people like this is what it means to be an introvert or an extrovert. If you're an extrovert, you gain your energy. The way you recharge is that you gain your energy from people, and if you're an introvert, you gain your energy by you recharge your energy by sitting back at home and chilling and just having time by yourself. So basically, that's what it means to be an introvert, and I am one of those. If you're an introvert, please drop me a like, drop me a thumbs up, rather. Okay. The other thing, this one will make you laugh. The other thing is that I was a dining hall captain when I was in Form 1. A little story time. So what happened was, in high school, my dad took me to a very strict school. Mi hata sijui mzae alikuwa anafikiria nini akinipeleka huko, but I think he thought it was a good school for me to go. And Catholic schools are always the best. People say that. Personally, mimi nimeenda to Catholic schools right from when I was a child, from primary, high school, campus, zote zimekuwa Catholic based schools. And I'm not saying they're bad, but some of them are very strict. So in this particular school, I was made the D hall captain. And that was a very difficult time for me because when you're a form one, you're trying to tell form threes to finish food so that they can run, or they run and clean the tables and the dining hall. It's a mess. It's really a mess. So yeah, I also went just like another point, like a sub point after that one. I went to two high schools. So in Form 1, I was in a different high school, the one that my dad took me to, and then they changed me to now Loreto Kiambu. Well, the one I went to was Christ the King. Guys of Christ the King, hello, what's up? I know I still have friends from there. And I now ended up, that's where I finished school. I finished school in Loreto Kiambu. Yeah, so that's where I went to high school. I went to high school, two schools, two schools. The other thing is that I have been a guest on TV. Have you been a guest before? It was so nice, and we were talking about intermarriages. Yeah, it was a show that my friend was shooting, so he asked me to get onto the set and be a guest, and it was such a beautiful time. This was Family TV back in 2018, 2019, if I'm not wrong, there about. Yeah, so that's something else you did not know about me if you're not my close friend. And then the other thing is that I hate seafood. I can't stand the smell of fish. I can't stand the smell of omena. I can't stand the smell of what do you call it? Shrimp. I can't stand the smell of oysters. I don't like those things. Why do people even eat seafood? And why do they really praise sushi? Have you tried sushi before? It's disgusting. There's this time, I think it was last year, I went to take myself out on my birthday, and I figured maybe I should try sushi because people really praise it. Nini, nini. I went to Inti. Well, the chef recommended a very nice sushi. This particular sushi had been cooked. Okay, it had been cooked because normally the actual sushi is not cooked. It's a raw fish. Who eats raw fish? Nyinyi wenye mnapendaga raw fish. Why in the world would you even eat raw fish? Disgusting. It's so bad. Really, it's so bad. It's so bad. And I don't like sushi. I don't like sushi. I don't like sushi. I don't like seafood. I don't like anything that swims in the ocean to be translated into food. I don't like that. And then the other thing, this is going to be a very short video, by the way. I will try and insert some short stories so that we can make it a bit longer. But if it's 10 minutes, please bear with me because those are just 10 things you don't know about me. And I know as we speak, I'm going to feel you, like I'm going to uh, put like two stories so that you're able to connect. Okay. Oh, and I'm looking fire. The makeup is makeuping. It's matching my like brow. Okay. Well, this is another thing. I think I also surprised myself because I feel like I don't have a favorite color. And to me, colors, I'm attracted to colors depending on the season I'm in my life. For example, right now for my nails, I like to go for nudes. Ignore this one. This one broke. I'm gonna get it fixed. You see, like I like nudes. I like nudes for my nails most of the times. And if there's a pop of color, very kidogo, very subtle to colors I try to put in. For the house, if I'm doing interior, I'm a lover of orange. I like teal, those kind of colors. I like white. I like blues. So I realized I don't have a favorite color, and I guess I'm not odd. See, there are people who don't have favorite colors and we're still surviving, right? Yeah, so for me, I don't have a favorite color, and I think that's just that. It depends on what, for example, if I'm wearing a black outfit and it looks really bomb, I will love black. That's how I operate basically. I wouldn't say I have a favorite color. Orange used to be my favorite color for a very long time, but then I feel like I've now evolved from that's I, imagine orange of all the colors. Like that just shows you how bright my soul is. Please ignore the noise that you're gonna hear from outside, because I told you we live by the road, and I don't know how to stop the noise. Okay, the other thing is that I have never left the country. Have I been to the bordering areas of the country? Yeah, I've been to Uganda, but it was just for a short while. We were just passing by, and the closest supermarket was in Uganda. Long story. Yeah. So I was in those areas of Busia, Nini Nini. Busia is where the border for Kenya and Uganda is. And if you're passing by, that's where it's a long story. Yeah. So I've never been like abroad. I know most of you ask where my accent is from. If I'm being honest, I think I've had this accent for the longest time. And I tried to trace where my accent came from. Actually, I realized it came from primary school. Hear me out. Hear me out. I didn't go to a bougie primary school, in case you're wondering. I never went to a bougie primary school, but it was a good school. Okay, it's not like British system kind of school, but it was the normal 844, but it was such a good school, and you gotta hydrate, right? And we used to have visitors from Ireland. Okay, visitors from Ireland, Australia, and they used to talk to us, and these white people inspired my English, to be honest. And from there is where I picked, because they could tutor us, they could have classes with us, they could teach us, as in they used to come to our school a lot, and that's where I collected my accent from. And no, imagine, and it's never left me. When you met me in primary school, I used to speak like this. Even in high school, I used to speak like this. Even in campus, I used to speak like this. But I think in campus, I've picked up the American accent because tulikuwa international college. We were in an international campus, so I think I picked up the American accent from there. But originally, my accent was Australian. Like it was Australian. I know, like even as I explain this, it sounds weird. But as a child, I'm those people. Let me tell you also a little bit something about me. It's all about me today, okay? So allow me to talk about me. So there is one thing about me that I really do. I grew up in Nairobi. That's number one. And around Nairobi, I was surrounded with so many tribes. There were Lunjes, there were Jangs. I mean, Jangos, Onishangwa Jangs, there were Jangos. There were Gaos, there were Kukes, and I never used to speak Kuk growing up. In fact, I learned Kuk Nikiwa, I think class 4. But when I was a child, I was very fluent in Kao. I used to speak out because there were so many cows where we used to live, and I could listen to their music, and it could stick in my head, and then I could ask my friends, "What does this mean? What does this mean?" And then eventually, I found myself speaking Kao. Okay. And that's how I learned Kao. Nobody taught me Kao, by the way. I wouldn't say ati nilienda nikakaa kwa class ama like I used to go for lessons, for Kao lessons every Friday or whatever. No, that's not what used to happen. I just learned Kao through their music. So I am this person. I think I'm a literature. I love literature. I adore literature. I really love literature, and I think that's why I love to read. So what happened when I was in primary school is that I I picked up the accent. It's so crazy because none of my friends could speak the way I did. But I used to love the way they spoke because it wasn't the Mapua English. You know how when you were kids, Wazungu, like they used to sound like quack, 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 No, 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 no. Their English was articulate and you could be able to hear what they were saying. It wasn't that hard American English. And Australian English almost looks like British English. So actually when I speak to people, they think that I have visited the UK or something. No hands. Let me clear the air for you. It's only because some of my teachers in primary school walikuwa wanaongea kizungu and they were wazungus, by the way. And I don't know if they can remember because I was such a child. They used to visit us when I was in nursery, pre-unit. I know you guys of kindergarten. I didn't go to kindergarten. Okay. Yeah, so around class 1, 2, 3, 4, around there is where I picked up the accent, and from there on, that has been how I speak English from back then. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I hope that's clear. That's clear, right? Fantastic. Okay, the other thing about me is that I've always been a fan of wellness. I started my wellness journey, rather my personal development journey in 2016. Okay. And I think that is something that you now know already. And guess what? That's when I started to do yoga, and I love yoga so much. And now that I'm not even working out, I'm actually doing yoga. Okay. Like I gotta move my body somehow. I don't know how to just sit. If I do that, my back hurts like a motherfucker. Anyway, yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I have done yoga. So the other thing that you don't know about me is that I've done yoga for 8 good years. This is the 8th year, by the way. And I know this time we were doing yoga with my boyfriend, and he couldn't do some moves, and I was like, why are you, like, why is your position like that? You're doing that posture wrong, and that's when I realized I've done yoga for so long, such that these things come to me so naturally. So I've done yoga for 8 years, and yeah, I don't know. That's something I'm super proud of. I don't have a yoga community because the ones, oh God, God really needs to bless me with a car because the one I saw was in Kilimani. It happened around 8. And dynamics of using a matatu and a cab, man, you honestly just want to interact with your own energy in the morning, right? Anyway, the other thing is that my attachment style is avoidant. I know. Do you know your attachment style? Have you done your Have you done the test for attachment styles? Because that's something so important. Attachment styles are basically how you attach yourself in a relationship. So there is an avoidant, there is an anxious one, and there is secure. Secure is all what everyone tries and strives to be at. But besides that, we obviously fall between anxious and avoidant. I happen to be an avoidant. Go read about that. And then the other thing is that we are nearing the end, guys. The other thing is that in primary school, I was the head girl. Yeah, I was the head girl, guys. And I think leadership to me comes so naturally. I'm a firstborn, okay? And leadership to me comes so naturally, such that I think I don't know, man. I just get selected or elected by people just like that. I just find myself in areas, in places where I just like lead, and I don't even know how that fell on me. Okay, so yeah, I was a head girl. Is there anyone else who was a head girl, by the way? Leave me a comment, let me know. And then the other thing is that the last point is that I have a very low tolerance of protein. Like my body can only take so much protein. So as a child growing up, I had allergies. I could develop wounds, actual wounds, vidonda, because of taking too much protein. All I remember in my childhood when I think about the bathroom is that black Protex soap and Dettol. Those were my two bathing agents, and I used to hate the smell of that black Protex. You remember? Is it still in the market? I think one of these days, Nita, and super, I grab it and take a shower so that I can remember the good old days when I was a child. I didn't care about bills. Lord God, why is adulting so difficult? Anyway, I digress. Yeah, so I have a very low tolerance of protein, and that's why, by the way, most of the times if you come over to my place, it's aqua very rare for you to find anything like nyama, but things like ndengu, beans, lentils, njahe, hautakosa, hautakosa, because I have very little tolerance of protein, and if I take beyond a certain measure, I start to itch. And it itches so bad, such that it feels like I have, is it chicken pox? You know how you itch when you have chicken pox? Yeah, it feels like that. It's so bad because napatanga some very crazy bumps because of a lot of protein in my body. Tell me that you learned something about me. I know this one was a quick one, but tell me that you learned something about me. Just tell me, and what shocked you about me that you didn't know. Also, if you're my friend, what shocked you about me that you didn't know on the list? Because I know some of my friends do not know that I was a head girl. Some of my friends do not know where I picked up my accent. Some of my friends do not know that I don't have a favorite color. Yeah, so actually, about my favorite color, that is something that I really learned actually today when I was writing them down. And I was like, oh my God, I actually don't have a favorite color. I'm drawn towards color depending on how I'm feeling, depending on where it is, depending on if I'm wearing it, that kind of thing. So, thank you so much for watching. I wanted this to be a quick video so that we can just go to the weekend. I'm already sharing this on this Friday. Anyway, have yourself a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Tell me something that really shocked you about me. And I'll see you in the next video. All right. Love you. Bye.